Here's my review for every Sonic movie to get ready for Sonic 3. I'm going to review Sonic 2 tomorrow and the Knuckles series on the 19th, which is in 2 days. Now, I know a ton of people are saying that both Sonic movies are amazing, with some saying that Sonic 3 is the best one so far. And there's a good majority of people who think that Sonic movies are just overall good movies. And before I say anything, I am a massive Sonic fan, okay? Don't think that just because I don't love the first one doesn't mean that I'm not a Sonic fan. The thing is, if they released the first Sonic movie without fixing Sonic's design, people would just hate the movie. But since they did, people love it. That doesn't make too much sense in my opinion. However, the fact that they did do that definitely boosts the movie up a ton. That being said, I am part of the majority of people who think that the first Sonic movie is just a good movie. Sonic 2, I believe, is great, but we'll get to the review tomorrow. One of the problems that I do have with the first Sonic movie is the fact that it doesn't really feel too much like a Sonic movie. Like, I feel like with Sonic 2, it gives us the Chaos Emeralds, it gives us Tails, it gives us Knuckles, it gives us, Super Sonic, all that stuff. And Eggman bald and with a crazy mustache. And with Sonic 3, they gave us Shadow, adapted his story with Maria and Gerald Robotnik. With the first Sonic movie, it kind of feels like a completely original story, not related to Sonic at all. Like, it feels kind of like a buddy road trip movie where Sonic happens to be the hero and Eggman happens to be the villain, you know? Also, when we're talking about Eggman, his design is completely different from the games. Like, in the first Sonic movie, he's just a dude with a mustache. However, I do love the fact that across the other two movies, we definitely see his evolution as a character. Like, with the second Sonic movie, we see him with a crazy mustache, we see him bald. With the third Sonic movie, we see him super fat, and, we have Gerald as well, played both by Jim Carrey, which is awesome. But, so yeah, I do really like the evolution of Jim Carrey's character, Dr. Eggman, over the course of the movies. The part with Sonic's origin story that I'm pretty sure, to my knowledge, is original. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not, like, a crazy Sonic lore nerd. I know what happens in Sonic Adventure 2 with Maria and Gerald and Shadow, blah, 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 blah. I know about Silver and stuff. Not a crazy fan, but, I know about those kind of stuff. But I believe that the stuff with Longclaw is completely original to the movies. I really do like Longclaw as a character. I feel like in general, all the movie original characters are really, really good characters. Or at least good. Until we get to the Knuckles show, we'll talk about that in a couple days. And the funny thing is that my favorite character in all of the Sonic Cinematic Universe is Agent Stone. Oh my gosh, I cannot get enough of this guy. I have no idea why. He's just so cool. I don't know. He's so funny whenever he's on screen. I love how he was running a coffee shop after Eggman just left. After he got sent to the Mushroom Planet, he was just running a coffee shop in Sonic 2. I'm sorry, I cannot get enough of this guy. Agent Stone, he's a movie original, and he's easily my favorite in all the Sonic movies. I mean, Shadow will probably change that with the fact that, he's one of my favorite fictional characters. And he's played by Keanu Reeves, which in my opinion is one of the greatest castings in any video game adaptation ever. Jack Black's Bowser is also up there. Anyway, back to the first Sonic movie. I do believe that the majority of the scenes are really cool and unique. For example, I love the scene where Sonic and Tom, they're driving in their truck and then Robotnik randomly ambushes them. And then they attack him with the machine that slowly gets smaller and smaller until it becomes a bomb and explodes Sonic. I was thinking that the entire third act of the movie is really, really cool and fun. Like where Sonic is traveling around the world using the rings while still being chased by Robotnik, while Tom and Maggie they just kind of, So anyway, the part where Sonic goes to a bar and there's a slow motion scene is also really, really cool. It does a good showcase of showing how fast Sonic can really be. In reality, that would be like, a split second going by. And Sonic did that all in, like, I think 2 minutes, something like that. Like, in his speed. That's just insane for Sonic to do. Really does a good job at showcasing Sonic's speed, like I said a second ago. However, that being said, there are a good majority of scenes that I didn't really like, let's be real. Like the scene where Robotnik is dancing around his lab was pretty dumb, adding nothing to the story whatsoever. Yeah, whenever there's filler in a movie, I'm usually not a big fan. Especially when almost the entire movie is filler until the last 10 minutes. Just make Mummy 4. But thankfully, that's not a problem with any of these movies. There's only, like, a couple filler scenes. And finally, we have to talk about the reveal of Tails in the post-credit scene. I do believe, in my honest opinion, that the reveal of Tails is probably the best part of the movie. Either that or the third act, the chase scene between Sonic and Robotnik. One of those two is easily the best. Yeah, I remember when I first saw Sonic 1 in theaters, I was like 10. I was like 10 years old when the first Sonic movie came out. I'm 15 now. Think about that. I'm 15 and I was 10 when the first Sonic movie came out. I remember the reveal Tails almost made me jump out of my seat, but I couldn't because my mom was there. You know, I wanted to be on my best behavior in the movie theaters. Let's just say that changed a little bit with Sonic 2 and the FNAF movie and this movie. It's going to change. I will talk about Tails a little more tomorrow when I review Sonic 2. Just know that I believe that the way that Tails was introduced into the cinematic universe was a little stupid and a little weak. Also, while we're on the topic of the credits, they are a blast to watch. I mean, the fact that they recreate the movie in like 2 minutes or so, or 3 minutes or whatever, using like a 2D Sonic-esque visual is really, really cool. Also, just as a side note, for Sonic 3, I really, really hope the credits are in 3D. Like, they could look like like they did on the Dreamcast. Like, that would be so funny, because, like, you know, Sonic 3 is based on Sonic Adventure 2, which was a 3D game, and it would just make a ton of sense and be super cool if the credits for Sonic 3 looked like they did in Sonic Adventure 2. That would be so cool. So overall, I do believe that the movie is good. There are definitely quite a few issues. However, you know, overall, the movie's good. The movie's a good movie. I'll give it a solid 6.5 out of 10. Or if you're using the Critically Insane score, give it a 4.75 out of 7. Thanks for watching. Come back tomorrow for my Sonic 2 review, and come back the next day for my Knuckles review, and then come back on the 20th for my Sonic 3 review. Oh boy. Alright, bye.